No, we don't have a thing.
We don't have that.
We don't have.
There's no deep.
I know, I was just messing.
I just messing.
At some point.
We'll get news. All right, Kev, we're done. We're done.
Yeah.
Level 857 Video Game Podcast.
Xbox Series X first-party games showcase coming on July 23rd. All right, who's excited?
That guy, he's
I know
excited.
excited.
He's
We know.
extremely
Charles
excited.
excited.
The
Yeah.
achievement has been unlocked, as your shirt says.
Yes, it does.
I'm curious, man. I'm curious about it.
So, I mean, we've been waiting,
I want it to do good. I really do want it to do
curious
good
about
because they've been,
well, especially after their, debacle that they had before the PlayStation announcement.
Right.
Now's their chance to actually
Show shit.
people what they've
Yeah.
been working
Yes.
on, Microsoft in general.
Yeah.
Because that was just the showcase on, you guys are dying to know what's happening with some stuff. Let's show them some stuff.
Yeah.
And that was not really focused
Anything.
on anything, really.
Right.
But, so this is the thing about Microsoft. Like, their problem is with franchises and exclusives, first-party exclusives. And the main thing about them, I mean, they have their titles. Some people are speculating that, like, a Fable and obviously Forza. and
Perfect Dark.
Perfect Dark is rumored. And then obviously Halo also, they'll show, they said. Those are the titles out of how many titles that they've made? Like, they made an abundance of titles in the, like, just for Xbox way back in the classic Xbox days.
Yeah.
But the thing about none of those, like, all those games don't have character. They don't have a like, I was looking at the titles. I was like, oh, Blood Wake and all this stuff. I was like,
Cameo?
oh, that boat. Like, there's no character that they can
No.
bank off of.
No.
Like,
They just
Nintendo,
got
you could
the
say,
chief.
I could make a Nintendo world full of the characters in each of those games.
They could just shit out Zeldas
No,
or
I'm just saying, though,
Metroids. Yeah,
but
they
you know
yeah.
who is in the
Exactly.
game.
All else fails, they could shit out a bunch of franchises, but
Right.
Xbox is like,
But you know Samus, you know Link, you
Exactly,
know
yep,
Mario. You don't have to say it's a Zelda title.
Yep.
Right.
Now, if I said, do you know who?
Arguably, it would be Master Chief,
Obviously, Master Chief, but that's it. That's the only character, and he's not even a character.
and then Marcus Phoenix, but he's not even the main character.
No.
So it's like
they don't bank off.
Come on.
They don't bank off characters on their games.
No.
This is what I'm saying. Like, you can't come out with Cameo and be like, oh,
No, there's no
you remember this
mascot.
girl? I don't know her name. Like, is her name Cameo? I don't even
That's
know.
true.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Yeah, it's
to be
like,
honest.
You can't come out with Blinks. I mean,
Yeah.
they've tried, but they're not successful at bringing out these characters that
Yeah.
are long
No,
lasting.
they're not.
You can't come out with a shirt full of.
That's why they should
It's like you look at Kratos and you think Sony.
No, I know,
Yeah.
but
You
you
look
can't
at
come out with
Mario,
an
you
Xbox
think
shirt
Nintendo.
with characters on it and say, "Oh, those are the Xbox games."
They should have bought Sega, man. They should have bought out Sega.
Well,
Well,
All those over.
That'd be
With the
big.
titles that they did, I mean, with the, with the licenses they can use, I still don't see any characters they can bank off of. Even in like Sony with Heavenly Sword, you still knew the girl with the red hair.
Right.
Like, if you
Yeah.
saw that character, you'd be like, "That's a Sony character."
Mhm.
But they can't do it with Xbox. So that's what they need or needed to work on. So even
Yeah.
though they bought all of these companies,
Yeah.
this is their chance to show us, okay, we have some cool looking characters.
It's very important.
And this is who this is. Tell us who these people are while showing us the game. And that's what you need to do this generation. So showcase that.
Well, they got over 60 games to showcase
and they're all first
with,
party.
with playable demos. So that's pretty crazy, man.
You better show us what Rare's been working on.
I
You better
hope-
show us
I
what
mean, that's a lot.
Obsidian's been
That's a
working
lot.
on. You better show us what all these companies
That's a
have.
lot.
Yeah.
They might buy Warner Brothers, so maybe we'll have Batman as a character exclusively.
no.
We'll see.
Possible.
It's possible.
You never know.
He don't want it to happen, but
Of course,
it's
no,
it's
it needs to.
possibility.
Listen,
No,
they,
it
they
needs
need
it.
to.
Competition's always good, man. It's good for the industry.
But what you don't want, you don't want it to be like a like in the record industry, how they the
Well, listen,
label. The
I don't
label
think-
buys,
I don't
buys
think
it
they would
and
get the rights to do
they
Batman
showed it.
alone. No, I don't think they would get the rights to do Batman
Right.
like as Batman. They would have the rights to do like in that merger. If they did that, it would be like I got it for Mortal Kombat. That's the biggest thing they'll get.
a timed exclusive.
No, that's the biggest thing they'll get out of that.
You think so? You don't think it'll be?
No,
think it'll
they
be a
do.
timed
Because you
exclusive
can
then?
still come out with Batman the comic book series. Like that's other companies
Yeah.
can still come out with stuff
Right.
like that, even if it's the Warner Bros. But that didn't happen yet. They need to make that happen. Those are the things that they need to do.
Well, it makes sense to do a timed exclusive for,
But it doesn't matter if you
If
don't
you're
have
making it,
Dino
if you're-
Crisis.
Dino Crisis.
But yeah, Dino Crisis 3. We see how that went.
Oh, God.
But that was an
God, that was
exclusive.
bad.
That was an exclusive. But yeah.
Yeah, that was terrible.
But as far as these first-party games are concerned, are any of these due to be launched? They're going to be launched with
You're
the
going to
launch.
find out on the show.
well, yeah.
Earlier they said
It's in the
before we're
showcase.
not going to have any first parties launching with the system. That was
Yeah, but
They're gonna have
to
they're gonna have
show something.
the first.
They're gonna
time.
have Crackdown 4.
Listen, if you
Yeah, don't
think,
hate on Crackdown 4. Right?
if you
With
think
The
any of
Rock?
this stuff, if you
The
think
Rock.
any of this stuff is going to be launched, then you got something to tell you.
Yeah.
It's probably not. But they're just telling you that we bought these companies 2 or 3 years ago. They've been working, and this is what we have to show you. Now, whether that's going to bring new things for us to see, or it's going to be, okay, this is a sequel to something, so it's a character that we know. We've all been saying it has to be Perfect Dark because it's a character that we would know if we saw it. Or it's got to be, like, it has to be something we're familiar with, otherwise people won't care. If they show a new title,
Right.
they're going to be like, I don't know if that's going to be
A
good.
lot
Well,
of Fable-
unless
lot of
unless
Fable
they're
talk.
unless they're wowed by the what they're seeing.
Yeah, but nobody,
I mean-
never. You can show the best looking game. Like if you saw it on the PlayStation, when they showed a new game that looked phenomenal, they're like, I don't care. I don't know who that is.
I
They
don't
have
know,
to
man.
prove themselves. Doesn't matter what it looks like. They got to prove themselves.
Well,
But-
in the eShop, we
But I'm saying they have to.
sometimes we're
You
like
have to care.
won over by a trailer. You know?
It's tough.
But what do you guys think, Diego? What do you think, man?
I don't know, man. It seems tough. I guess I'm looking forward to seeing what they bring out, but I also I don't know. Do I care about Fable anymore?
Can you tell us the main
I want
character?
some new ideas. They don't need to revisit the well. I think the reason why PlayStation has had such a good run is because they've surprised people with Bloodborne or Horizon Zero Dawn. I mean, the juicy exclusives that really made them a serious property. Xbox, not really surprising or inspiring anybody because it's a lot of the same themes. It's a lot of the same look, the same style. They're playing it a little safe and have been.
Status quo.
They
But
could
I
bring
guess-
back Fusion Frenzy though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, try it, go for it.
They need a party game.
They do.
But I want to be surprised, and I think in video games and in gaming in general, whether you're an indie or a big AAA, I think people still appreciate surprise and something genuinely unexpected.
Yeah.
The I think risk aversion is, for people who are counting the beans. I get it, but I think there's another side of that. If you're too risk averse, then you become boring and stale and uninspiring. So I think you still need, as a developer, as a big company like Microsoft or Sony, to also trust creators to come with that unexpected angle too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, a good example is Scalebound. Remember that?
Oh,
From
gosh.
Microsoft.
Didn't happen.
They dropped the ball with that one though.
They scaled that back.
Oh dear God.
So
Puns.
this is the thing. I'm ignoring that. So this is the thing.
bad.
So regardless of what they announce at this showcase, we're all anticipating it. They need to focus on the characters with these games because they had what was it? The pirate game.
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves. So they had Sea of Thieves. Can you name a character from Sea of Thieves?
Well, most of the things that they showed
No,
recently,
listen. Can you name a
of
character
course
from
not.
Sea of
But they have
Thieves?
so many first
Johnny Depp.
persons that you can't even see anything.
No, exactly.
That's
But
they can't
with your
showcase.
game-
Yeah,
Your zombie game,
State of Decay.
State of Decay. Can you name a character from State of Decay?
That wasn't that
They're
kind
not
of. Yeah,
based on it.
they're not based on story
That's
characters.
the problem
yeah.
with Xbox. They're
If
not
they-
based on characters.
No,
Knack.
Knack.
That's PlayStation.
I'm sorry, cameo.
No, but if they're introducing a lot of new IPs, a lot of different games or whatever, you gotta have character design is very important, and it has to have something in the trailer that grips people. Like, oh, that's a cool looking character, and they can do what? What's this about? Is this a platformer? Is this? Oh, that's fun. That looks dope. They have to. It's almost like they're starting from ground zero because
They are.
Cosmo was saying is. Yeah, I'm a Fable guy, but it's like, who cares about Fable though?
Name the main character from Fable.
Yeah, it's like there's no main character, but who cares? If they made it like Red Dead 2, that would be smart, and I think that's enough detail in the game where it would be awesome. But that's Fable and Perfect Dark aren't enough
At
to
least
get
you have
everyone in
Jonah.
an uproar.
At least you have
No.
Jonah Dark.
Well-
At least you have a character there.
You need these new IPs to
I'm-
get people like, this is fucking dope. Like,
But
oh my god, what are these new ideas? You know?
They need to roll the dice.
I think
And
a good example of this working is when they announced Death Stranding. And I know a lot of people you already sort of had a built-in faith in Kojima. But it's a brand new IP. Nobody even knew what the game played like or what it was about. But they remember Norman Reedus or his visage, his likeness, his digitized likeness and they remember this baby and just that it was Kojima. I mean, people didn't know what to make of it, but that was part of the selling.
There was
point.
talk. There was talk about it.
Right.
People talked
Yep.
about it
Right.
because it was presented in a very slick way, but you also had this actor who people recognized as well. They led with, you're talking about character.
Yep.
They led with the character. That was the anchor of that whole concept.
true.
It was Kojima, the creator, but then it was this actor everybody recognized. So I think that was a very shrewd move in introducing a new IP.
Yeah.
And taking a risk that's also a smart risk.
It's
But-
exactly like Hollywood.
But it can also backfire, just like Crackdown 3.
Well,
What are you
They
talking
took-
about?
They took
That wasn't a
they
character.
Terry Crews is golden. Like, what are you
That's the wrong way to execute shit.
talking about?
That's
I mean,
the
that's-
wrong way to
yeah,
execute.
Terry Crews is Hail Caesar. You remember from the Expendables? Just like the game, it's expendable.
it's just
So,
like
so what
it's
we're
just
saying,
like-
you got to have
No,
Chuck
but-
Norris flagship one of your games.
Yo,
for that.
that would be fun. Yo, I would. Yo, I
Put Chuck
tell
Norris
you right
in
now.
porn,
Chuck
it
Norris.
does.
It's just like Hollywood.
I would buy a Chuck Norris game.
But listen,
Doesn't matter what it is. It could be-
They made a Chuck Norris game based on that cartoon, I'd buy it right now.
you'd be the only one.
Didn't he have a cartoon?
Yes,
Yes, he just said that.
Just
man.
said
He
that.
just said that, man.
I'm a little buzzed, man. I'm a little buzzed.
Jesus.
So to
Fucking
end, this,
horrible, that cartoon.
to end this, it's just like Hollywood when they're doing an animated feature,
Amazing.
Yeah.
and they have to get a known voice or a star to play the voice because people aren't going to accept something new without something familiar or something that they can bank on being that this is going to be good.
Not unless it
And-
blows your mind.
Well,
is
not
gonna
even.
Be, yeah,
Still, they still
it's
have
still
to-
an uphill battle if you don't know
The
what the hell you're
gameplay,
looking
the
at.
game has
Yeah.
to be good. All right, just like in a movie, a script has to be good.
No, I know, but they
Because
still bank
like-
on a name more than they bank on a character and a name to
Yeah.
something that you would know if it's a new franchise.
Because it's got to get
Yeah.
the eyes. It's got to get the eyes on it. and,
or your
you know,
character design has to be that charismatic.
Oh, listen,
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm very curious to know what's going on.
I hope they do good,
have,
man.
They have 60 playable demos, not just trailers.
They
These
just
are
gotta
demos,
stop
these are playable
focusing.
demos.
Microsoft could just make this good. I can't take this anymore. just make it good, please.
Just
Please.
stop focusing on us
I
being
can't
the character.
argue with Master Chief and Marcus Phoenix anymore. I can't. I don't have enough ammo. Give me something. Give me something.
But yeah,
Oh, dude.
focus on character, not us being that character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. That's our advice to
Yeah,
Xbox.
man.
I have faith.
I hope you guys do it, man.
I keep my fingers
hope
crossed.
Microsoft
I'll
does
keep
it.
my fingers crossed. that
But
they
stay
do good.
tuned. We're gonna have a reaction.
Yeah, we'll definitely have a reaction. Oh, there'll be a reaction.
Oh, yes.
I'm here for the ride.